You can use the chat box, and you can use the react buttons to react. With that said, I would like for us to move on straight to the training properly. We already have our trainer in the room. As we all know, there's nothing as precious as having intelligent conversations with the right person. This person can be a stranger or a friend, a family member, or colleagues at work. The more people you can have meaningful conversations with, the more meaningful impact you can make in the real world. The theme of today's District 130 Afterwork session is geared towards helping us make better connections with others by turning casual conversations into memorable moments. To help us polish our skills in the heart of having impeccable conversations, we have as our trainer for today an experienced, excellent, and exceptional Toastmaster. She is a captain of industry with over 17 years of experience that covers sales, marketing, product development, and management, as well as creating and managing customer value propositions. She currently leads a group of talented individuals with a mission to make a difference in the microfinance space. She joined Toastmasters in 2018, and during her time at Toastmasters, she has held several important positions at one of the most prestigious Toastmasters club in the world, Eagle Toastmasters Club, Lagos. She is currently the immediate past president of the club, as well as the area director of Area 13, Division D, District 130. She is married to one husband, and she is blessed with two adorable girls. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, with a resounding applause, join me in welcoming to the lectern our trainer for today, Toastmaster Akanimo Ojo.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Ajani. That was a beautiful introduction, and I like the way you positioned the Eagle Toastmasters Club. I'm thinking you should consider a dual membership. Good evening, Toastmasters and guests and lovely people on this call. Season greetings. I'm very, very excited to be here today to talk about this topic, one that I think is very useful for this season, looking that it is Christmas and the new year is just around the corner. But before we delve in, I just want to ensure that everyone can see and hear me. So if you can see and hear me, can you just chat where you're joining from? Whether you're joining from Cameroon, you're joining from Lagos, Nigeria, wherever you're joining from, could we just thank you from Burkina Faso? Hi, Ruben from Nigeria. Okay, from Douala, yes. Lagos, Lagos, Lagos. Hello, my Lagos people. Do we have any other country that's missing? We're 28. Have we covered all the countries? Okay, okay. Bamako. Hi, I see you, Isa from Bamako. Thank you. So 20 minutes is not a lot of time before we finish all of it on pleasantries. I would just like to know if we have a timer in the house or if I could just time myself. So do we have a timer in the house? Tiama Jani, do we have a timer in the house? Or could I just do that?
I'll be your timer.
Thank you very much. I'd just like to know at the 10 minutes mark and also at the 5 minutes mark. So let's just delve in. Give me a second to share my screen and ensure that everyone can see it. Tiamajani, please can you confirm that you can see my screen?
Yes, I can see your screen very well.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you for the confirmation. Very, very interesting topic that we're going to talk about today. And as I said, very apt for this season, how to turn casual conversation into memorable moments. And one would think, such an interesting topic. I'd like to say today, we're going to do what we call adult learning, meaning that most of the things that I'm going to say today, you already know them. So I'm just going to be reminding you of things that you probably do not do intentionally, or you have done before, but you don't know how to replicate it. So the objective for today's presentation really is very simple. Just get practical tips on how to turn casual conversations into memorable ones. Okay, so who's excited on going on this journey with me? Can I get another thumbs up, please, if you're excited for us to just run through this quickly? Thank you very much, supportive team at Jenny. Thank you so much. Thank you, Sid. Thank you. So why do we have conversations? Why? Can anyone just tell me why do you talk to someone? What's a conversation? Why do we have conversations? I'd like this to be as interactive as possible. It's an after work one. So why do we have conversations? And if I can see my chat. Temajani, please, you would also, okay, great. I can see my chat and let me see what is there. To connect, Josephine, thank you so much. Division Carriers, it says to get information needed, to know much about the people, to hear and share information. That's very good, and we're all correct. Now, let's move that further. But before we do that, I'd like to share this very lovely quote by this English author, Anne Morley. It says, good conversations are as stimulating as black coffee. I'm so sorry if you don't take coffee. And for people that know me, I'm a coffee lover. So this is just the apt one. If you've never had black coffee, no, let's start with something light. So maybe you want to do a cafe du lait, something with milk before you go to dark coffee. So just try and have a cup of coffee if you haven't. But black coffee is very stimulating. So again, back to the quote, it says, good conversations are as stimulating as black coffee and just as hard to sleep after. So this is where we want our conversations to be memorable. So like black coffee, it is very stimulating, and then you just don't go to sleep after, meaning that it is memorable and it will keep you awake. Now, when we talk about memorable moments, I think that let me safely assume that we have all had that conversation. That one that leaves your brain very stimulated and you just regurgitate the conversations and then you have them over and over again in your head. If you've had that kind of conversation, could you also give me a thumbs up or just say okay in the chat room? You have that conversation and you just can get it out of your head. Thank you. See, yes. Nicole, I'm a coffee lover, thumbs up. And Ruben says, yes, yes. Especially those of us that like love. When you first walked up to that girl and she told you that your smile was cute, you did not sleep. It was a memorable moment. It wasn't so many words. So I would want to assume that we've all had one time or the other conversations that didn't leave our memory in a hurry. Now, what happened when we had those conversations? What we want to learn today is to have those conversations when we want to have those conversations. So learn what made that conversation memorable and how do you intentionally replicate those moments when you want it. It's like calling on your superpower. For those of us that superhero fans, maybe DC or Marvel, sometimes when the superheroes just learn of their powers, they don't know how to intentionally, most times by accident, they don't know how it happens. But when you master it, you can call on your superpower anytime you want and replicate that action and make it work for you. So that's what we want to do today. I'm going to share with you seven tips. And these 7 tips, obviously, there are a lot, but we've got 20 minutes, so we'll do the best that we can do in 20 minutes. I just realized that while I'm talking, I probably might be talking too fast because this conversation is being transcribed. So allow me modulate my speed and be very considerate of the other party. So I will go slowly from now on. Okay, thank you very much. So we're just going to learn 7 tips on how we will turn casual conversations into memorable moments. And let's start with number 1. Simple, be intentional. Be honest. If you want to create moments, you have to do it intentionally. And that's the first step. Learning that this conversation that you're either working to or this conversation that somebody has put you in, you want to be intentional about making a lasting impression. It really starts from there. It really starts from the intention. So you're not going to wing it. And to be honest, you cannot make memorable moments with everyone. Okay, maybe you do, maybe you're the kind that wants to sleep an impression on everyone. But I would assume that would be hard. I would assume that if you're in a room full of people, especially, I don't know what delicacies some people like to eat during Christmas, but let's say you're in an office party. We're in Lagos, so many parties are happening, when you just want to have a memorable moment with someone, either it's an office party, a casual party, a concert, but you want to be sure that you want the person to remember you. The first thing that you're going to do is to be intentional. We move on to the second thing, be present. Just be present. Don't pretend to be present. Don't look into their eyes and nod your head when you're 50 miles away from the conversation. So be present. If you want to be there, be there. If you want to make it memorable, be fully there, be fully present. So when we say be present, it doesn't just mean stay away from your phone or keep eye contact. It means bring yourself to the conversation. Let that conversation be your actual location. So be present in body, mind, spirit, and soul, and all the other elements that, probably I haven't mentioned, but bring all yourself to this conversation. The next one is really something, especially people that are Toastmasters, or people that know that they can have a wonderful discussion or they have stories. And I have seen this happen, and maybe that's why most of the time we have time limits, because some people love the sound of their voice. So number 3 that I'm telling you, do not fall in love with your voice. Don't do it. And if you look at this picture here, that is how it really sounds when you're the only one talking. And inside the person's mind, it's really looking like the guy in green. They want to escape. So, yes, you sound good, but it takes 2 people to have a conversation. If you check by listening, you'll find out that the other person's voice might be lovely too. So don't do that. Don't go and own the conversation, own all the stories, show them that you can speak with eloquence, vocal variety, eye contact, everything that your evaluator tells you in the meeting, you want to practice all of them at once. Don't do that. So don't fall in love with your own voice, and be aware that there's someone else that will have this conversation. So it takes 2 to tango in this case. The 4th one, and let me take this quote by Dale Carnegie. It says, if you want to be a good conversationalist, you must be a good listener. To be interesting, be interested. It's a very powerful quote. And if this is the only thing you're going to take away from today's training session, let it be the one thing that you take. And it really ties to the 3rd point, which says, don't just fall in love with your voice. Now, for you to be interesting, for you to be memorable, you need to listen to what the other person is saying. I am not just talking about listening to respond. It's a different thing. But truly listening to show that you are present, and to also show that you're giving this person your time. And it's a powerful thing that listening does, because some of the time we get stuck in conversations because we really don't, know what to say. And the trick with listening to respond is that when you get a point that you want to use for your response, you just stop listening because you just catch that thought, and then you want to keep it there, and you just want to wait for your turn so that you would speak. So even when something changes about that point that you've had in your head, is very difficult for you to connect because you had stopped listening maybe 3 or 2 minutes ago. So when you want to listen, again, connect the dots together. You want to be present, you want to be there, you want to hear the other person's voice, and you truly want to hear what someone's saying. Now, most of the conversations that I've had that have been successful, whether they're at work, whether it's family, I think my strongest points came not from what I had prepared, but came from what I heard the person that I was having this conversation with saying. Okay, so for you to be able to be sincere and honest and be in the moment, you also really need to listen to the person. The next one is use open-ended questions. For example, you don't want to say, "What made you feel sad, right? You were very sad." Now, if you want to keep the conversation flowing, if you want to look for opportunities where you can create those memorable moments. When you listen, you need to ensure that the person fully expresses what they want. And sometimes, or most of the times, when people are asked open-ended questions, it keeps the conversation flowing. It also gives you an opportunity to learn more about the person. I usually say, I like people that talk a lot, because people that talk a lot expose a lot. That's the truth. You need to test your listening skills. Anyone that talks a lot reveals so much. So you want that person to tell you a lot. And let me use this tip for people that probably have been citing a beautiful woman or a handsome man. Let them do the talking. So you could, instead of saying that made you feel sad, you could lead with a question like, how did that make you feel? Now, how did that make you feel? It's an open-ended question that gives the other party an opportunity to describe their feeling. Okay, so you want to do that. You want to lead with questions, you want to lead your questions with who, what, when, how, where. It gives a person an opportunity to be able to tell you more. We move over to number 6, which is verb storytelling. We talk about storytelling so much in Toastmasters. We talk about how it helps with your speech, how it helps with, conversations, how it helps with presentation. It is also very helpful in creating memorable moments. But you see, the danger is that you need to remember that when you share stories, it is not a competition. Some of us lose it at this point, when you share stories and you begin to think that you're competing with the person. So the person said, those ones who were very poor. We couldn't even afford, the whole cube of sugar. We had to buy half. In your house, you bought half. In my house, 7 of us shared 1 sugar. So it's not about you. It's not a competition when you share the stories. Listen to the stories, compliment sincerely, and also know that this is a moment that the person is really sharing. Share your relatable story, but remember, truly remember, it's not who suffered the most, it's not who enjoyed the most, it's not who had the most moment. It is the moment that you're sharing. It is being relatable, and it's also letting the person, have their moment in the sun. So please, it is not a competition. When you share relatable stories, do not compete. Enjoy the moment, and you might really find something that connects, both of you, and you're creating that moment that you want to remember. You're creating stories that you want to remember for a long time. And number 7, very important, leave a thoughtful note. You have served the biscuit. There's something that is going on social media. So if you're in the social media space, when you want to describe, when people describe someone that really looks good or they dress very fine, you hear things like they ate and left no crumbs. Please, in this one, leave the crumbs because you want to follow the crumbs. Eat and leave the crumbs. You want to follow. So leave a helpful note. There must be something if you follow through the steps of, being intentional, being present, listening, you're not competing, you're letting the person share a relatable story, you're hearing their own voice, giving them their time in the sun. There must be something that should have dropped that will actually make you leave something thoughtful, make you leave something memorable in that moment. It might be the way you smile. It might be the way you pronounce your words. It might be the way you relate to their story. It might just even be the way you listen to them and allow their thoughts flow. But I'm telling you, especially for people that are used to being interrupted, they have someone listen. I think this is a tip for, any young man too that's trying to meet a score. Women like people that listen, but people really like people that listen. If you're a salesperson, you would know that listening, just the fact that you're attentive is a great skill to have. So you want to leave thoughtful note. Now, if you really felt that you have created a connection and you feel that the moment is memorable, leave the crumbs, follow up. You could send a message and say, thank you so much. It's been a long time. I've had such a conversation, have someone relate to me on this level. It was nice doing this. I hope you find time to do it again. So you are leaving the crumbs and you're following up and ensuring that that memorable moment did not just end there, but you follow through. So you could follow up depending on what your partner or what the other party is their preference. So some people would like WhatsApp messages, some would like a call, some would like text messages, some would like social media platforms. If it was that memorable, I trust that you would know, you would feel it somewhere that this was a memorable moment. So don't just, after giving the biscuits and eating it, please leave the crumbs and follow the crumbs. And lastly, I'd like to close on this note that you create memorable moments by doing unforgettable things. Now, unforgettable things do not necessarily have to be loud and big in creating a scene. No, unforgettable things can be in the tiny little details, can be in complimenting someone's look genuinely, can be in complimenting the way they speak, can be in finding out their story, how they got there, the little things of life that you really don't have to stress so much about. So you know that when a very chilled moment, this is the holidays, no one, okay, let me not say no one. Most people would not like any conversations that remind them of stress. So as a layer, look for topics that are easy, topics that are good. Make sure you watch the other party's countenance, all the body language things that we know on Toastmasters, and you can feel from your body language whether the direction you're taking the conversation is mutually beneficial or not. And I wish that, in following one or two of these steps, you'll be able to convert those casual moments that you're having during this period into very memorable ones. Thank you so much for listening to me this evening. And I look forward to your questions and your answers, and I will provide the answers, obviously. Thank you so much. Over to you, Toastmaster Jenny.
Wow, that was such a fascinating session. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Akanimo Ojo. Toastmasters and guests, please join me in giving a round of applause to our trainer for tonight, Toastmaster Akanimo Ojo. You can use the react button, you can use the chat box. Please let us give her a round of applause. That was beautiful. Thank you very much, Team Akanimo, for sharing with us your wealth of knowledge on the subject of turning casual conversations into memorable moments. Now we're going to move forward to the question and answer session of the meeting. If you have any question for our trainer, whether it's in English or in French, kindly type it in the chat box. Or you can as well just raise your hand so we can take the question here. Do we have any question on the chat box? Okay, we have Toastmaster Nicole Lepem with her hands raised.
Yes, good evening. That was fantastic. In fact, one of my targets in 2025 is to improve my listening, active listening, in order to create a memorable moment. So my question, how can I elegantly go out when a conversation is annoying me? I'm sorry to ask that question, but it can happen. You want to live a memorable a moment by getting out elegantly. How can we do that?
Okay, so thank you very much. And allow me compliment your smile and compliment your accessory on your hair. That's very beautiful arrangement of cowries. That was nicely done. So what I hear you say, you're having this conversation, but you want an exit. Is that what you mean?
Do you want to exit? Because yes, elegantly.
So elegantly. So the conversation isn't actually going your way. So you started this conversation, you thought it was going to be something great, but you're looking at, trust me, I'm with you on that. I'm with you on that. And it has happened to me several times. But I can tell you a trick or two. And it's that when that conversation happens, there is a point in the conversation that you're no longer there. And that's the truth. You have zoned out. It's just your physical body is there, but you want to transfer your physical body to where your mind actually is. And you can do that elegantly, depending on the occasion, depending on the gathering, and depending on the kind of excuse you have. Because, for example, you can be in an office setting. Now, one of the advantageous things to do is it's very easy when you are in a crowd. So let's say you have in an office party, it's very, very easy to leave and exit because there's so many other people that you can speak to. So while you're speaking to the person, you can see this has been a very, it might sound like a lie, but this has been a very beneficial discussion. But I would really like to touch base with TM Ibrahim because I've been meaning to have this conversation with him. We can circle back if there's time for us to do so. And you're gone. And it's not because the person is not getting the feeling that you're running away, but it's getting the feeling that while I'm listening to you, there's still something I had planned earlier to do. But it's elegant. And most of the time, I would say, give a compliment, put a line or two that showed that you were present when you were present. Because in everything that you were saying, there was something they must have said that you must have held on to. So repeat it to show that you were there and you listened. But unfortunately, you have to leave. And what you have to leave for is not more important, but it's just something that you have to do. So in acknowledging the person, they're not feeling bad. You're not just saying, it's going to have to go. No, you have taken a moment to even say, even if it's a compliment, the dress, lovely blue suit. I didn't know that you had that. Suits you very well. You look so dapper, but I'm afraid, I have to catch up on something, or I have a scheduled meeting, or can we do this some other time? But you have made sure you acknowledge the person is there, it's not disrespectful, and you make a clean exit. I hope that helps.
Excellent. Awesome. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much, our trainer for tonight, for that masterful handling of that question. We have another question in the chat box currently by Toastmaster Gaston Kwa. The question goes thus: how does one sustain a conversation with someone who is interested but seems busy? How does one sustain a conversation?
Very valid question. And this is also a true life situation and a true life question. Now, we can't help it. The person is really interested, but you can't help it. Most of us are from Africa, and we know sometimes how parties can be. So imagine you meet me and I'm hosting a party. In as much as I would like to have that conversation with you, I am genuinely busy and I can't have it. What you want to do is just follow the crumbs. Establish a contact that will enable, if the person is really interested, they will create time to continue the conversation. So what you can do is really acknowledge, especially before the person calls it out. In fact, it would really be nice if you can find out that they're busy before they tell you that they're busy. So you'd say, I'd really like to talk to you about maybe there's something that's interesting, maybe the oil prices, or I don't know what's interesting to both of you. But you've locked that person in, you've seen that the person is actually interested. You could drop a line to say, I see that this might not be the best time because you're quite busy. Could we carry this conversation forward? There you get an acknowledgement that the person really wants to have the conversation with you, and you can establish contact. If it's someone that you do not have their contact already, then you can, at that moment, get their phone number, get whatever contact that you want to get, and you can just do them a line later on to say, thank you so very much. We found the subject interesting. Do we want to block a date for the conversation? You see that you're keeping it alive, and you've done the last thing, which is following the crumbs. So you've acknowledged that the person is busy. The person has also acknowledged that they're interested in carrying on the conversation with you. I hope that helped.
Yeah, that really clears things. Thank you very much, Tim Akanimo. We have another question in the chat box for you. And the question goes thus. It's from Division_Kairos. The question goes like this: what is your way of improving effectively your listening? Your own tips and tricks. I really tried, but always seems distracted somehow.
Okay. Thank you so much. That is also another valid, strong question. The very first thing that I would recommend is that you play the role of a listening evaluator in your club, or you play the role of an evaluator itself, because what does role playing actually do is training. You do have to train your listening skills. It doesn't come automatic. You need to especially for some of us that are really distracted with our own thoughts. You must learn how to silence the noise in your head. You must learn how, if a thought comes in, how you can let it out immediately so it doesn't stop you. So, but that comes with practice. There is no easy way for you to do it than just be there and listening. And for you to do that, you must engage in activities that gives you an opportunity to practice listening. For example, practice listening to people without interrupting them, without asking them a question. All you're doing is just taking what is done. You can do it also with podcasts, and you could do it with things that you like to listen to. Start with what you like to listen to. Start with a shorter time frame. And before you know it, you're beginning to build. So it's like a muscle. You go to the gym. You must go to an appreciable number of times for you to see results. Same thing with your listening skills. You must practice effective listening by being there, listening, disciplining the thoughts in your head, and just being in the moment. So again, try it. Make sure, tell yourself, I'm here, I'm going to listen, I'm not going to touch my phone, I'm not going to allow the thoughts in my head, because sometimes it can really get noisy in your head, but it's something that you have to constantly practice. Start with what you like listening to, and then build up. Play roles, play roles that can strengthen your listening skills.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Akanimo. Thank you very much. Practice makes perfect. That's duly noted. Before I take the next question, because I think we have just time for just one more question, there is a point of order. I referred to TM Nicole Lepem earlier without putting the DTM. So apologies for that, TM Nicole Lepem, as well as Toastmaster Gaston Kwa, DTM as well. So with that, we'll be taking the last question for tonight. We still have more questions in the chat box, but this is the final one that we'll be taking. And it's a question from Luca. The questions goes like this. You talked about not loving your own voice. However, having a real conversation requires you to be an interesting speaker to listen to. How do you balance between being interesting and being interested at the same time?
Thank you very much, Master Luca. Again, I must applaud everyone for these wonderful questions, because the questions that you have asked are real life questions. Now, when I say do not love the sound of your voice, I do not mean do not be interesting. I do not mean do not use your vocal variety, your vocal strength. No, I mean do not love yourself so much that you do not want to hear another person speak. Now, for me, the greatest speakers are the most disciplined speakers. And you could see that in Toastmasters, even as we're practicing now, you can see I could deliver the training that I delivered to you in an hour. I can do it also in 2 hours, but I was constricted to 20 minutes and I finished in 15 minutes so that I would give more time for the question and answer. So you have to discipline yourself. You have to have order. A disciplined speaker is a great proficient speaker. But if you also know that your words are valuable, you would not throw them all over. So we have learned things like brevity and being concise. And that's why Toastmasters feels that you can give an icebreaker, you could give a table topics in 1 to 2 minutes. You get that's 1 to 2 minutes, and you have said so much. So what I'm saying to you is that know that conversations take 2 people. Even though you are interesting and interested, some point you need to know the other person. They are also interesting. And how would you know what is interesting about them when you wouldn't let them talk? And that's what we're saying. Do not love the sound of your voice so much that you are into oblivion. Trust me, people might be smiling at you, but inside they're frantic, waiting for who will come and rescue them from the conversation. So do not make it about you, make it about yourselves. As much as you're interesting, the other party is also interesting. So don't love your voice too much. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Akanimo. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, once again, can we please give a resounding applause, please? You can use the chat box and you can use your reaction, please. Thank you very much, Toastmasters and guests. Thank you, TM Akanimo. So the 7 tips that you gave us this evening, we should be intentional, we should be present, we should not fall in love with our voice, even if we have a very beautiful, sonorous, melodious voice. We should listen. And the quote is, if you want to be a good conversationalist, you have to be a good listener. To be interesting, you must be interested. That was a nice quote by Dale Carnegie. We should use open-ended questions. And also we should share relatable stories. And when sharing the stories, we should know that it's not a competition. I'll remember that. And finally, we should always leave on a thoughtful note. I wish that you would keep on speaking for tonight, but we only have a very limited amount of time. Thank you so much, Madam Area Director, Madam Immediate Past President of Eagle Toastmasters Club. It's been such a tremendous honor having you at this afterwork session. Thank you so much for honoring our invitation and for blessing us with your wealth of your knowledge and experience. You seem very passionate about casual conversations and how to turn them into memorable moments. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. And with that, we'll be moving on to the next phase of this evening activities. And the next event that we have, the next item on our agenda is the presentation of toast. And the person that will be doing the presentation of toast is Toastmaster Salamotu Gazebo. I'll go ahead and read her bio now. Toastmaster Salamotu Gazebo is a trained lawyer who joined Toastmasters in 2021. She had previously held the position of Treasurer and Vice President Education before, and now she currently serves as a club president of Pepite's Toastmasters Club. She's an outgoing person and she's passionate about public speaking and leadership. Her favorite quote is, "That is life, and none of us will get out of it alive. So eat delicious things, go out in the sun, dive into the oceans, speak the truth you carry in your heart, be crazy, be kind, be weird, because there is no time for anything else." And that is a quote by American actor Richard Gere. With a resounding applause, ladies and gentlemen, Toastmasters and guests, join me in welcoming to the lectern our toast presenter for tonight, Toastmaster Salamotu Gazebo.
Merci, monsieur le modérateur, pour la parole donnée. Dans le rythme effréné de nos vies, nous avons tendance à passer à côté de ces échanges simples, mais qui en réalité possèdent une magie unique. Aujourd'hui, nous célébrons notre capacité collective à transformer des échanges apparemment banals en moments inoubliables. Chers amis, en cette fin d'année qui s'annonce, je nous invite ce soir à penser à ces moments où, autour d'une table, une question anodine a ouvert la porte à des fous rires, à des souvenirs partagés et parfois même à des révélations. Pensez à ces moments où nous avons osé partager nos pensées, nos vulnérabilités, mais surtout nos joies et nos peines. Pensez à ces moments de connexion authentique qui nous rappellent que nous ne sommes pas seuls dans toutes nos expériences. Car en réalité, chaque mot échangé a le pouvoir, le potentiel de nous rapprocher et de créer des liens indéfectibles. Alors, en cette période de festivité, engageons-nous à écouter avec attention, à poser des questions et aussi à raconter nos histoires avec authenticité. Ce soir, chers amis, levons nos verres pour célébrer ces instants précieux, ces trésors qui transforment notre quotidien en quelque chose de magique, de magnifique. Que chaque conversation soit une invitation à découvrir l'autre, à célébrer nos différences et surtout à chérir ce que nous avons en commun. Que la magie de ces conversations nous accompagne tout au long de l'année à venir et surtout raffermisse nos liens lors de cette grande conférence de 2025. Santé.
Cheers, Toastmasters, Salamatu Gazebo. Thank you very much. That was such a beautiful toast. I don't mean to
Merci à
cut
vous
you.
également.
I still continue your toast. Okay.
Si je l'ai fini. Apparemment, on ne me recevait pas.
Okay, okay. C'est fini. Thank you very much, Toastmaster Salamatu. Sorry, my French is not that great. Merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup, merci beaucoup. Thank you. Thank you very much. That was such a lovely toast. And with that, we're going to be moving on to the next item on our agenda. And the next item on our agenda is the announcement. We have some announcement from the division that would like to, from the districts that would like to share with us. The Zoom master, can you please share your screen so that we can have the announcement on the screen? Okay. All right, announcement. So the first, can we go back to the district conference? The first announcement we have is about the district conference that will be taking place in Miami from the 15th of 17th of May, 2025. If you've ever been to a district conference before, you know that there is no need for us to advertise it to you. District conferences are always very enlightening, they're always very engaging, and they always leave you with a positive impact. So take advantage of the exceptional rate of $75 for the registration of the Miami conference. This rate would only be $75 until December 31st, 2024, when a new rate will be announced. So if you'd like to go to Niger Republic, kindly register by paying your $75 right now. The next announcement is Toastmasters Under the Tree. It's a photo challenge for District 130 clubs. Take a group photo of you and your club members. The color code is red and white with Christmas decoration. Take the picture and send the picture to the WhatsApp number on the screen. So your club can win amazing prizes. Okay. Yeah, the next announcement is 5-star treasurer. Ensure the 100% renewal of membership of your club member. If you're a treasurer or a VP membership, ensure the 100% renewal of membership between now and the 31st of December. Make sure that the number of membership that you have by the end of December is actually much more than the base membership that you started with. And you're going to win amazing prizes from the District 130 officials. The next announcement, please. Next announcement is about monthly distinctions for Toastmasters. This is where we select the Toastmaster of the month. And this criteria spans from December 1st to 25th of December. And what are the criteria for selecting the Toastmaster of the month? Education achievements, deliver as many speeches as you can, and complete as many pathway levels as you can to be eligible. Another thing is member sponsoring. Member who has completed the Pathways member program are eligible for this award. and be a club sponsor and or club mentor. If you've sponsored a club or you're mentoring a club, you have a good chance of becoming a Toastmaster of the month for this month. And that is the final announcement that we have. Okay, we also have, apart from Toastmaster of the month, we also have the area of the month. And the criteria for the area of the month is area growth, net growth relative to the base, and also DCP. The higher the number of distinguished clubs goals that we can achieve, the higher the chance of an area being the area of the month, and also district extension. Okay. We have the club of the month as well, club growth, DCP goals, pathways adoption. And I think that we also have the division of the month as well. And what is the criteria for division of the month? Division growth, DCP goals, pathway adoption rates, and also the number of clubs that have been created. So create as many clubs as you can for your division to stand a chance of being the division of the month. And that's all we have with regards to the announcement. And with that said, I would like to say that I've had a very good time here. I've learned a lot, especially from Toastmaster Academy Ojo. The training was really, really mind-blowing. It was enlightening, impactful, and engaging. And for me, it's been such a tremendous pleasure to be the moderator for tonight's after-work session. And with that said, we still have the networking session that will be taking place shortly after. So don't leave yet. Wait so you can meet somebody that you've not met before. Meet somebody from Niger Republic, meet somebody from Bamako, from Cameroon, meet somebody from all over Africa, and have practice casual conversations with them and try to turn those casual conversations into magical moments, into memorable moments. And that is the only way that you can show that you've learned something from this evening's after-work session. With that said, I would like to hand over the control of the meeting to our coordinator, Toastmaster Frank Olivia Nzogang. TM Frank, the virtual lectern is yours.
Yeah, yes, Ajani, Toastmasters Ajani. I guess you should call on our Zoom masters to introduce the networking rooms.
Okay, our Zoom master, do we have our Zoom master on the call? Toastmaster Serge Egnonce, are you on the call? Toastmaster Adamu Madugu. Okay. Okay, the breakout rooms have been created and each and every one of us will be assigned to a breakout room. So when we get assigned to a breakout room, please let us join the breakout room so we can network and have meaningful conversations with other people. So we're going to be having the networking session now. If you've been assigned to a breakout room, please kindly join.
No breakout rooms here.
Okay. You'll be assigned shortly, division_Kairos.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Also, while we wait for the Zoom master, I think we can actually join the breakout rooms. On your screen, you should be able to see a panel called breakout or an icon saying breakout rooms. You open it and then you choose which of the rooms you want to join.
Thank you very much, DTM Gastenqua. If you're joining with a PC, you can go to More, the More tab, click on it, and you see the Join Breakout Room option. And if you're joining with a phone, look for the equivalent of More and try to join the breakout room as well. I think a lot of people are joining the breakout rooms already. There's so many breakout rooms on different subjects, so you can pick any room that you want to join and join.
Allô, chers amis, chers collègues, les salles de réseautage sont ouvertes. Vous pouvez y accéder de deux manières différentes. Pour ceux qui sont connectés à leur téléphone, regardez dans l'angle supérieur droit de votre téléphone, vous allez voir un menu en forme de carré. Cliquez là-dessus et choisissez la salle qui vous intéresse. Il y a une dizaine de salles créées pour vous permettre de réseauter. Si vous êtes sur votre ordinateur, cliquez sur les trois petits points en bas du menu et sélectionnez salle de réseautage. Vous pourrez ainsi aussi accéder aux différentes salles que nous avons prévues pour vous. Merci.
Merci.
Falala, falala, make a de falala, falala. Blessings upon my life till they see me for valala. Mama say make I listen to Jah, make I no reason too far. Man, I be living too fast, make I de chill and relax. Life has been good to me, I do not take this with levity. Nothing is new to me, but lucky I'm grateful for everything. The good and the bad and the ugly, all of the joy and the suffering. And then it dawned on me, all that I seek is in front of me. Isha Oluwa ko seni to ye, bi mo she she mi o mo. I just dey stay on my grind every day, I keep my eyes looking up. As you dey see, I give the glory to God. As you dey see, I give the glory to God. Isha Oluwa ko seni to ye, bi mo she she mi o mo. I just dey stay on my grind every day, I keep my eyes looking up. I should see, I give the glory to God. I should see, I give the glory to God. One man food is another man poison. Leave me to make my own choices. Only see me with the people who love me. Love to the ones that have lost me. I came from nothing, made it to something. But every day I'm still working. Send me my money, pay me my money. Anything that's come back on me. 2024, I pray to God, make I no follow. Be motion love, be motion ball. Oluwa show me. Don't know tomorrow. Save me from sorrow. Rally Ramoko. Nothing is ever enough. she shame me. I just stay on my grind every day. I keep my eyes looking up. I keep my eyes looking up. I should see. I give the glory to God. I should see. I should see. I give the glory to God. Inshallah, I go send it to you. People she shame me. People she shame me. I just stay on my grind every day. I keep my eyes looking up. I should see. I give the glory to God. I give the glory to God. I should see. I give the glory to God.
Sichere dir jetzt 50% Rabatt auf Lexware.
Je suis pas belle, mais je suis fidèle. Yeah, yeah, yeah. J'ai pas la taille, mais je suis très haute. De mon amour pour toi, quel sentiment qui me rend si folle. Bébé, tu me rends si folle. Yele oh, ah yele. Don't tell me you won't talk 'cause I'm short. Don't tell me you won't fast 'cause I'm asleep. Don't tell me you want fair 'cause I'm dark and no bit. I mustn't be all, I am beautiful. Yele, yele, ye, oh, lele, yele, oh, ah, yele. Yele, yele, oh, ah, yele. Yele, yele, oh, ah, yele, yeah. Yele, oh, ah, yele. I say kumba wata ho carry go. All this love where I get to carry go. I know if you sleep for better say carry go. All this love where I get to carry go. Kumba wata ho carry go. I know if you sleep for night again carry go. I know if you rest, I know if you chop carry go. Yele oh ah yele. Moi je t'aime plus que moi, mais c'est quoi ça? Eh, c'est quoi ça? If I be known for try my brother. Now it's I say kumba wata oh carry go. I know if you sleep again oh carry go. It's gonna love in a different thing oh. Yele oh, yele yele ye oh lele, yele oh ah yele. Yele, yele oh ah yele. Yele, yele oh ah yele, yeah. Yele oh. Yele oh ah yele. You depend me for my heart, oh. You depend me for my body. You depend me for my heart. You depend me for my heart, oh. Yele oh ah yele.
Random mix.
That I just finished the McKinsey Forward program.
I'm just an ordinary girl sitting in a hallway. I know they thought up, oh, 'cause I'm a little boring. But I'm the life of the party, 'cause I'm kinda funny. Money don't drive me, I drive my money. Yeah. When I saw the thing be, me I no go force you to like what you see, yeah. Because I come in peace, and I'm at peace, and that's all I need, yeah. Everything's not for everyone, and that is okay. You gotta take me as I am, I'll be better, but I'll never be somebody else. Yeah. Wherever you go, be yourself. You can never be somebody else. pressure, be yourself.
See, for this life, everybody is a bona fide member. Everybody get name where them they answer. You know go fit to use my ID, make you enter. Hola, hola. And as you enter, at the same time, make you attend for your matter. Shine your eye, make you no go enter gutter. No be every door we open, you go enter. Hola, hola. Because everything's not for everyone, and that is okay. Just count your blessings one by one, just okay. It doesn't matter how we be, it doesn't matter where we be, it doesn't matter who we feel, it doesn't matter what you see. Anyhow, make you never be somebody else.
Wherever you go, just be yourself. You can never be somebody else. Whatever you do, you better be true. No matter the pressure, be yourself. See nobody perfect, no be like. I've got flaws I can't deny, but everybody getting personality. My guy make you live your life. Oh, person will love you, go love you, die. But you can never satisfy society.
Anyhow, where you be, make you no go ever play yourself.
No play yourself. If they like me, they go. Boy, you gotta show yourself. Oh, Joe, you better just be yourself. Oh, no matter where you go, my brother. No matter who you be, my sister. Don't let nobody tell you that you're not good enough. Say no way, you are the best. Don't let nobody stand in your way. Every day, you are the best. No one can be like you, and you can be like nobody. No matter the pressure, be yourself.
Tingira maybe pomanye Maria be manyaka Maria habi pingame Be lemon so my side Maria be poros me Yami pome machil Aye ahi Tingira maybe pinganye Maria be na pantalon Maria habi pingame Be lemon so my side Maria be poros me Yami pome machil Maria be yo me ponda manda Me yele lo yo ni ansio Lame Maria be yo me ponda manda Dia be me ansie Atu Maria 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 Tingira maybe povanye Maria abena pintilon Maria abi pingame Bele min soma sai Maria abi poros me Pinge mi pome machil Maria